Okay, what is the perfect size grip for an Indian club? I say there is no perfect size. There's a range of sizes that you should work within. Because Indian clubs tend to be mostly wood anyway, you're going to have a lot of variety available for it. So, as you move up a branch, it can get more narrow or wider. You want it to be narrow enough for you to get your hand around. Maybe a general rule of thumb is how the space on your between your fingers as you're gripping it. As you can see, my dirty fingernails. This is a decent grip. This is a decent width. I could cut it down to where my fingers are touching, but I've made a few in the past now that my fingers do touch, and I've been working muscles in that way. I kind of like this as a different variety. Also, I find that when I do a reverse, when I'm reversing the exercise, or I'm standing on my side and reversing, I find that there's less pressure in between the thumb and the index finger as I'm pushing, as I'm contorting the weight because of that width. If this is a 1-inch width, it would really dig into that fleshy part a little bit harder, and depending on the weight, it could be painful. To have a wider grip makes that a little more enjoyable, so you can handle it better. So in that respect, you'd want a nice wider grip. That's why variety is nice. Doing it this way, it kind of doesn't matter. I sort of lose grip with the wider one. With a more narrow one, I'm able to hold on to the grip a little bit better. So that's something to think about. But use what you can. If you're a traveler like me, and I gotta toss this. This is just a disposable little stick that I cut off with my axe. You're gonna have to be open for different widths, whatever you can get access to. But I don't think there's one single type of science. I don't think there's a science to the handle thickness. You just have to be able to grip it. This width, if it got any wider, I pretty much would not be able to hold it. So yeah, you could use a measurement once again between the fingers. It's about 1 inch between the fingers. If it gets beyond that inch, then you're really not going to be able to grip it too well. But if you got a light stick, something that's shorter, if you're stuck with something shorter, then maybe you could deal with it. Maybe you can handle it. This is like just the right weight and just the right, just on the outer edge of it being too wide. So yeah, width matters, but once again, it depends on your hand size and the types of exercises you're doing too. But yeah, I wouldn't rely on focusing on any one particular size. The gyms get you into the habit of expecting a 1-inch grip, but you really need that variety. Gyms don't provide the variety that's necessary for good functional exercise. Not everything's going to be 1-inch grip like you find in the gym. The gyms are a little too convenient for people. You might get into that comfortable zone where you expect things to be the same all the time, and well, in nature they're not. Just walk through the woods and look at all the different sizes and shapes out there, things that you can grip, that our ancestors have gripped. Yeah.